What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. A little recap over yesterday. We ended up 4-1 on the free picks. If you want to count Clippers money line, we'd be 5-1, but I did say I didn't recommend taking Clippers because it was going to be coin flip. So I'm not going to add that into the free picks. So looking at them, what we had Kevin Gosman under 18.5 pitching outs who cashed. We had Cannon under 15.5 pitching outs, which chalked. Cannon had an amazing game. Obviously, he did chalk to 15.5, which sucks. Sold the sweep. We had our man Kawhi Leonard points. Kawhi had a bomb of a game, dropping almost 40 points. Cade had a good game. Took him over his PRA. He cashed his PRA line. And then I took the Detroit Pistons over or plus 10.5 point spread. I bought it up. And I actually paired it with Clippers plus 5.5. I played it safe. Those two together was plus money. So here's the slip: $75, $85 profit, plus 114 odds. It's Pistons plus 10.5, and the second spread down here was the Clippers 5.5. So that cashed us out. If you guys took Detroit, obviously we had a good day, or you had a good day, and hopefully it did cash you. So looking at today's games, guys, we got a 3-game slate. We got game 2 with the Bucks versus the Pacers, the Grizzlies versus the Thunder, and then we got the Timberwolves versus the Lakers. So we'll go over these money lines. I'll give you my opinion on the games, and then we're going to go over 4 NBA playoff player props for those 3 games. I'm going to pick 4 players from these 3 games. I'm not going to do baseball today. I will say, guys, pitching outs on baseball over the last 4 seasons have been one of the greatest props of all time in terms of profitability, for real. And then this year they've been so volatile that I'm probably going to try to stay away from them. I mean, I'm going to dabble into them some if there's some I really like, but these pitching out props, guys, have been so volatile, and I'm sorry if you tell them and they've ended up chalking you. But anyways, looking at some of our winning slips from yesterday. I showed you this one. We had Meyer and Montero over on Sleeper, a little double up. Cashed us another double up over here with Tobias Harris and Jokic. We had a Kawhi and Jamal Murray play, 75 for 150. Then we had Kawhi. This is directly from our Instagram. If you're not following on our Instagram, go follow it. I give a free slip now every single day. We gave this one for free yesterday, which cashed us out. Kawhi and Cunningham directly from the free pick. So I am going to pick a winner from yesterday's video to get a free month of VIP. If this video gets 250 likes, I'll pick another comment down below to win a free month. So make sure you guys hit the like button, drop a comment. You've got to be subscribed to win, so make sure you're subscribed, and let's pick our winner from yesterday. So winner is for Hugo Flora, I don't know if it's supposed to be an A for the 4 or not, but he said, let's get the bag. Well, Hugo, send me a message on Discord. I'll get you added for a free month of VIP. I do appreciate the love and support from every single one of you, including the haters. And if you guys do want to get all of our plays, you can head on over to our WAP. There's a link to our WAP down in the description. Now, I was given a week free trial yesterday for $2. That is no longer available. That was for yesterday only. I'm going to see how that goes. I'm not sure exactly if I want to do that. I might do it once a week, or we're going to see. I'm going to try to do a lot more discounts. I will do a monthly discount eventually. We'll see when it happens. But anyways, if you guys do want to get every single play, links down in the description. You can get a free month of our VIP if you sign up for any partnered apps. These include Parlay Play, Underdog, Sleeper, Chalkboard, Better, NOVIG, and Dabble. Any of those 7 apps get you a free month if you sign up using our code and make the minimum deposit. So you can get up to 7 months for free. They stack. Send me a screenshot or send me a Discord message if you sign up for one, and we'll get you added. But my recommendation is Parlay Play. It's my favorite app right now. Highly recommend you guys sign up for that one at least. But anyways, guys, enough rambling. Let's dabble into these free picks. So 3 games. First game we're going to be looking at is going to be the Bucks versus the Pacers. Now, I called the Bucks money line last game. They were plus 180. They got beat pretty bad. Now, I made my NBA bracket. I have the Bucks beating the Pacers in this series. So, I've got to trust my gut, man. They got beat the first game. Lillard is game time decision tonight. If Lillard plays, obviously, I think this money line is going to be a little bit closer. But right now, you can get off at plus 162. I'm going to take the Bucks at plus money all day on this one. If you want to run on plus 4.5, I think that's safer. You can do that. I'll probably use this as the free pick just to make it a safer play. But I'm going to run the Bucks money line. I'm going to. So if you guys want to tell that, you can. But that plus 4.5 obviously is going to be a better a better line in terms of how safe it is. I don't like the over-under on this one. That 229 is kind of high, even though both these teams stay at a decently fast pace. Looking at the public betting, majority of the bets are on the Pacers, 60%, but majority of the money is on the Bucks. So less bets, but more money on the Bucks right now. 70% of the money on the Bucks. The spread, more money and less bets on the. It's pretty much it's 50-50 split on the money. So a lot of people have the Pacers winning by -4.5, which is, I mean, they're doing that because the payout's so bad on money line. But regardless, I don't know, man. That 5-point spread, I think this game's gonna be a little bit closer, especially if Lillard does play. If Dame comes out here and has a good game, I think the Pacers are in some trouble. The Pacers had a really good game last game, and the Bucks struggled. So obviously Kyle Kuzma was 0 PRA in the first 3 quarters last game. Kuzma's a starter, man. I just don't see it happening again. So I'm not taking Kuzma. I will never play Kuzma again in my life because I actually bet on him the game that he had 0. So we're not ever going to touch Kuzma again. But I don't think he's going to have 0 this game. And then look at the over-under. 78% of the money's on the over on this game. So overall, I told you what I think. I think the Bucks win. You can take the spread or you can take their money line. Spread's going to be what I recommend taking. I'll probably dabble into the money line for plus 162. Looking at our second game of the day, we got the Grizzlies and the Thunder. A 50-point blowout in game 1 of this series. Do I trust the Grizzlies for the spread or the money line? Fork no. I will not touch the Grizzlies in this game. I'm not going to touch this game in either way because I don't think it's going to be a 50-point blowout again. I don't think the Grizzlies are going to let that happen. They're going to at least try to stay competitive, I think, in this series. I'm not touching this game in terms of betting at all. Not touching the over-under. I'm not touching the spread. And I'm definitely not touching the money line for OKC -800 or Grizzlies +800. So that one I would recommend fading away. Obviously, I think the Thunder win. If you wanted to play Thunder money line -800, which I don't recommend doing, that's what I would pick. But you can see 83% of the money, or 76% of the money, 83% of the bets on OKC. It's pretty much the same thing over here on the spread. Then if you look at the over/under, majority of the bets are on the under to go under 229, which if I had to pick one of these 3, that's probably what I would take too. But I'm not going to put any of these on the free picks. I'm just going to fade this game overall. Jumping into pick number 3, or game number 3, we got the T-Wolves and the Lakers. So the T-Wolves actually beat the Lakers by what, 20-something, 30 points, something like that in the first game, which blew my mind. I have the Lakers in my bracket as well. I don't think the T-Wolves are going to beat the Lakers. That's just my opinion. I saw somebody say 4-0 sweep for the T-Wolves. If that happens, then it's honestly going to hurt my feelings because trading Doncic and putting Luka, LeBron together on a team and have them get put out in the first round would be absolutely devastating to me, honestly, because I'm a Lakers fan. But I don't think that happens. So I like Lakers money line. I don't think that I ain't touching the Lakers spread. This would probably be what I would pair with something up here. So I'm probably going to pair Lakers money line with either Bucks spread or Bucks money line for a plus money parlay. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing. I don't like the over-under on these games. I think it's way more volatile than even money lines, in my opinion. So I don't touch them. Looking at the public bets, I'm going to, let me see. I'm going to do this. I'm trying to get it so I can scroll down. Okay. All right. So I want this in the middle of the screen. I don't want it at the bottom. But anyway, you can see 69% of the bets, 74% of the money's on the money lines for the Lakers. So everybody's got the Lakers winning, it looks like. Majority of people. Spread, majority of people had the Lakers to cover this 5.5-point spread. I don't see that. I'm not touching a 6-point spread. I don't think they're going to win by 6. I think this game could stay competitive. Maybe they do win by 6, but I'm not going to touch that. Over/under, majority of the money is on the over, or majority of the bets are on the over. 53% of the money is on the under. So you can look at that, take whatever you want on this. But I'll be touching or taking the Lakers money line most likely at -200 odds and pairing it with something else. That's just probably what I'm going to do. But I might take maybe Lakers -1.5 for a little bit better payout just to, I mean, it's not much riskier. But anyways, that's my thoughts on those 3 games. And let's go ahead and jump into the player props for today. So first player prop of the day we have is going to be a discount line that I played over on the Sleeper app. So it's going to be and it's not just on Sleeper. You can get it on other apps, but I did play it on Sleeper. You can get Luka Doncic. So we're taking Doncic. We're going to take him over 24.5 points. So we obviously bought this line down. I paired it with another line for a double up. 24.5 is not his original line, but looking at this play, Doncic has cashed this in 7 of his last 10 games. He's averaging 30 points per game. If you look at 5 of his last 6 games, he has over 30 points in 5 of his last 6. 45, 39, and 37. Just had a 37-point game when they got beat by 22 points. Game 1, I expect a similar production from my man Doncic. He should be able to come out here and drop high 20s, mid 30s, who knows how many points, depending. Looking at the shot attempts, 19 field goal attempts per game on average. He had 28 versus Dallas. He just had 22 versus Minnesota. So he's going to get around 20 field goal attempts most likely. Head-to-head, he's cashed this line 8 of his last 11. Obviously, a lot of these games he played for Dallas still. He only has 2 games playing with the Lakers. One of those games, he had 21 points. One, he had 37. Overall, this line's way too low for Luka. He's going to get 25 points most likely, unless he just has a really bad game. Minnesota doesn't give up many stats. 5th in the league in points. Go to point guard, it's 3rd. Shooting guard, it's 9th. So they're not giving up many stats at all, especially to the guard position. But we just saw what Luka can do against them. I expect another performance out of him tonight. Coming over here to this game, we're going to look at Luka. You got a yellow matchup across the board, so it doesn't even really matter where he shoots the percent of his shots because everything is yellow. Looking at similar players versus the T-Wolves, 62% of guards have cashed versus the T-Wolves and their point line. So Luka being one of them with his original line at 28.5. So overall, like the Doncic play a lot. His original line right now is 30.5. So you're getting a huge discount here, which I bought down quite a bit. Looking at this play over on Parlay Play. I'm telling you guys right now, Parlay Play is the best app in terms of playing player props right now. Highly recommend it. I will say it doesn't look like, so Luka's a 1.14x right now on here, which is obviously obviously you can't straight bet this. I'm playing this with another play to get a double up. That's what I did. That's what I do with these discounted lines. I'm not giving you discounted lines a straight bet just for minus 1,000 odds. I mean, that's not what I'm doing. So I like double up plays. If you don't like the double up plays, you can take his points a little bit higher. I think he drops 30 tonight, so if you want to take it there, you can. 24.5 just safer, and that's the safe play that I wanted to go with for my double up. So that is going to be pick number 1, Luka Doncic. I will give you guys a free slip. Pull this up real quick with a pick number 2. So you can see on the screen, we have our man Doncic, 25 plus points, which is 24.5 or more, with Isaiah Hartenstein. So we're taking iHart over 22.5 PRA, $75 to win 150. So this is what I locked in. You can see I'm playing a double up slip. This is if you can find one prop that you like for a regular payout, it's pretty easy to find a discounted line. Majority of the time, that's going to cash. So you can take that one prop that's going to cash and double your money every single time. Now, obviously, that's not a guaranteed tactic, but that's what I like to do, man. It keeps you profitable, and I enjoy doing that. So that's why you see me play these discounted lines. I give a couple a day. That way, you can do the same thing if you want. But iHeart was their second pick of the day, so let's pull them up real quick. I did not try to type in iHeart, but Hartenstein, PRA. Now, this game could get ugly. It is positive EV value right now. You can get it at minus 115 odds on DraftKings if you want to play it for a positive EV play. Looking at this play, he's cashed it 6 of his last 10. He had 27 PRA game 1 versus the Grizzlies. I took his RA that game, which he dominated his RA. It was like 10.5. He had 13, so I went way over that. Hopefully, he has a similar performance tonight. Now, I will say, SGA had a terrible game compared to what he usually does. In game 1, he didn't even really have to do anything. So hopefully SGA doesn't come out here and just drop 50 points and iHeart not have a chance to do anything. That's what I'm worried about a little bit. He only played 21 minutes because they won by 51. This game stays competitive. He's going to get more minutes. I like to play regardless. Head-to-head versus the Grizzlies. He's cashed this every single game versus the Grizzlies. He averages 30 PRA versus the Grizzlies over 7 games. Looking at him from this season, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games this season where he has cashed it every game. 27, 30, 27, 33, 27. Dude is dominant. If you go based off of the pattern, he's due for a 30 game tonight. We'll see what happens. Obviously, we know the Grizzlies are one of the fastest paced teams. They give up 24th, 10th, and 17th in terms of stats for points, rebounds, and assists. If you go to the center position, it goes down a little bit, 19th, 10th, and 4th. But we just saw what he can do versus them. I like this play again, especially for positive EV value, and especially when you can lock it in and get good value like this. So Hartenstein, PRA, 22.5. You got a 1.8x. This play is 153. 75 bucks to win 153. So you actually get better value right now on parlay play than sleeper, which is another reason I say play it on parlay play. But regardless, guys, that is our second pick. Let's pull it up on Props Madness. Take a look at the matchup in terms of scoring. So iHeart, yellow matchup everywhere. Not really anything to go over. He shoots 97% of his shots under the rim in the paint. So that's going to happen most likely. 64% of centers have cashed, or 53% of centers have cashed, and 64% of similar players have cashed versus the Grizzlies. So overall, everything looks good. And that is going to be our second pick of the day for NBA. I will pull these plays up over here on Predictive Profits. So I did forgot to do this for the first two plays, but let's go ahead and pull them up, see what they have Hartenstein at. So Hartenstein, they have him projected to go over, which looks like they have him projected to go way over. So I'm gonna click this prop. They have iHeart projected for 25 PRA, and he cashed it in almost 70% of simulations. So what this platform does is different than Outliers, different than Props Madness. Predictive Profits takes these games, it runs a simulation of the games 10,000 times, and then it posts the projections on the board. So right now, it ran this game 10,000 times, and he averaged 25 PRA over those 10,000 games, cashing 68.75% of those games. So overall, 7,000 of the 10,000 games, iHeart went over. So everything looks good for us in that term. It does this with every single prop. If you guys want to try this platform out for 50% off your first month, you can use code ACES. Links down in the description. But let me go and pull up the first play that I have, which was Doncic. Luka. I think it messes up. Yeah, I forgot. So they're having some issues with players with accent and names. So Luka, obviously the accent on his last name is causes some issues with it. But anyways, I should have that fixed pretty soon. But anyway, that's our first two plays of the day. Jumping into our second two, our second pick, our third pick is going to be for our man Tyrese Halliburton. So I'm taking Halliburton. I'm risking it with rebounds and assists. If you want to take just assists at 10.5, you can. I want to go with his boards because he gets a lot of boards versus the Bucks. So looking at his last 10 games, he's cashed 5 of his last 10. He's cashed at 4 of his last 5 games. 17, 17, 18, and 19 in 4 of those games. Dominating this line. Look at his boards. 6, 3, 8, and 7 rebounds. He had 7 rebounds in game 1 versus the Bucks. He's cashed this line in 60% of his last 20, averaging 15 RA, so a little bit above this number. Obviously, this number is high. 15 RA is a high number for Halliburton. But let's look at the head-to-head. So head-to-head data, he's cashed 9 of 16. Now, 15 assists, 12 assists. Look at his rebounds, 7, 6, 7, 9. So I'm just going to click the rebound line here for a second and look at the head-to-head data. He's cashed boards versus the Bucks 13 of 16 games, averaging almost 6 rebounds a game. If he gets 6 rebounds, we only need him to get, 9 assists. He's probably going to get 9 assists. His line's 10.5, so you're getting a discount on that. So if he gets his average in rebounds versus the Bucks, then obviously the assist line doesn't have to be nearly as high, and he cashes this RA for us. So I'm expecting him to get quite a few boards. He might end up with 2 or 3. Who knows? It could happen. But he can also end up with 20 assists. We've seen Halliburton do it before. Halliburton should be able to get 15 RA for us tonight. I'm taking a chance on him. If you look at him over the season, he's only cashed just 34% of the games on the season. So on the season, it doesn't look good. But overall, in his last 20 games, he stepped it up. He's getting a lot of rebounds, a lot of assists, and I'm going to take a chance on him tonight. So you can see 18 assists that game versus the Lakers. I expect him to have a good performance. I expect the game to stay competitive. Looking at Milwaukee's RA defense, 24th and 14th in terms of rebounds and assists. Go to point guard, it's 29th and 21st. So bottom 10 defense and rebounds, assists. They have one of the worst defenses in the league, 2 point guards, second worst in the league actually. So looks really good for Tyrese in terms of stats allowed, and I think he has a chance tonight to cash this out. I can't pull it up on Props Madness. I should be able to pull it up over here on Predictive. So rebounds and assists, they have him projected to go under 15. So they have him projected at 13 RA. So if you go by Predictive Profits, this is projected to go under, and 61% he went under. So I don't just follow this to the T. I like to take my plays, and then if they are with me on it, it makes me like to play even more. Obviously, they're not with me on Halliburton. So if you want to take that and go the opposite direction with it, you can. If you reverse the play, maybe you guys sweep and I miss one play. Who knows what happens? But I like Halliburton tonight over 14.5 rebounds and assists. So let's pull him up real quick. Tyrese, rebounds and assists. 14.5, you got a 1.7x payout on this prop. So that is going to be our third pick. Jumping into our fourth final play of the day. It's going to be for our man Ja Morant. So this is going to be a promo over on not predictive, but Parlay Play. Parlay Play has tons of promos right now. You can just click the promos tab. You can see strikeouts. They have Pavetta strikeouts. They got Bryce Miller strikeouts. They got Giannis 7.5 rebounds boosted payout. Bunch of MLB. They got Morant points boosted payout. They've got another good one, Ant-Man 33.5 PRA boosted payout, 1.6x for this prop. I really like that prop as well if you want to take it. But I ended up going with Morant. I think Morant is the safest play on this in terms of payout too. So 1.43x on this. You can pair him with any of these and pretty much have a double up other than Doncic. It'll be more than a double up actually. But I like Morant at 18.5. So let's pull him up. Points. His original line's 22.5, and you get positive value over here at minus 103 on whatever platform that is. I have no clue what platform that is, but on any platform, minus 103 on this platform, positive EV 22.5. So if you come over here to 18.5, obviously he's cashed at 9 of his last 10. He's cashed at 19 of his last 20. The last game versus OKC they just had in game 1 is the only game in his last 20 games that he hasn't cashed this line. He's averaging 27 points over his last 20. Head-to-head, he's been under 2 of his last 3 versus OKC. All are from this season. He's only went over once. Now, looking at this, they got beat by 13 there. That game stayed pretty competitive. That game they got beat by 50-51. So this is a playoff game. I think Morant's definitely going to have a good game tonight to try to keep this game close. I expected more output from him tonight to try to keep this game close after getting beat by 50. It's got to be pretty embarrassing. You know, I mean, honestly, when you think of how bad they did get beat in that first game, I think at one point they were down by almost 60 points, which is ridiculous in a playoff game. OKC came out strong. But regardless, guys, Morant 18.5 should be a good play. Now, looking at OKC's defense, we know it's one of the best in the league. They give up 3rd in the league in points allowed. Got a point guard at 2nd, shooting guard is 12th. Not much better to the guard position. If we pull this play up over on Prop Madness and take a look at it, so Morant, he's going to have a red matchup under the rim where he shoots 37% of his shots. Yellow in the paint, 26%, 8% mid-range, which is yellow. And then he shoots 29% from behind the arc where he has an orange and yellow matchup. So overall, this is not good in terms of where they allow points. But that's going to be to any player for the most part. They have one of the best defenses. So, like, there's not – unless you shoot corner threes, they have a terrible defense in terms of corner threes. But 30th and 25th in the league. But if you're not shooting corner threes, they have bottom 10 or top 10 defense in almost every single spot on the court. So overall, you're not going to get a good matchup versus OKC, especially under the rim. But regardless, 19 points is low for Morant. They have to score. 53% of guards versus OKC have cashed, and Morant should cash this line tonight. So that's going to be our 4th play of the day. Let's take a look at our plays again. We have Luka over 24.5 points. We have Ihart over 22.5 PRA. We have Halliburton over 14.5 rebounds and assists. And then we have Morant over 18.5 points. Lock them in if you like them. Fade them if you don't. If you don't want to play that 1.14x on Luka, I don't blame you. I showed you guys I played it. Well, I thought I had the slip pulled up still. I showed you guys I played them together for a double up if you do want to tell. But anyways, those are our 4-player props. Recap over the games. I took Bucks money line or Bucks minus or plus 4.5 spread is probably what I'd take on is what's going to be for the free picks. What I recommend you guys take. I'll be playing their money line most likely at the plus 160 just because I think they're going to win. But pick 2, fading this game completely, and then pick 3. If I had to play anything in this game, it's going to be Lakers money line, which I'll probably pair with the Bucks spread or money line. So those are my 3 choices. If you guys want to tell those, you can. If you don't, obviously listen to your gut. But anyways, I hope you guys have an awesome day. I hope you cash every pick. Join our Discord. It's absolutely free. We'd love to have you guys in there. We'd love to have you guys in the VIP as well if you guys want to join. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video.